Well, hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a mid-January 2023 reading for the sign of Leo. If this is the first time to my channel, welcome. Glad to see you here. And if you're returning, welcome back. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a general inquiry. What message does Leo need to hear for mid-January 2023? Hope your holidays went well. And we're going to go ahead. Okay. Wow. Okay. One was upside down and one was right side up, but they came out together, so I'm going with it. Okay. What message does Leo's need to hear? Message for Leo. Mid-January 2023. I'm very proud. I haven't screwed up and said 2022 yet. It may happen though. January's not over yet, right? I've been very conscientious about that. For some reason, I'm not having too much trouble this time around. One more card and then we'll jump right into it. Okay, here we go. Now these two suckers. Yeah, I saw these two flip over as I was shuffling there and I was going, uh-oh. So the Jack of Clubs is a fire sign energy. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Now the Queen of Spades is an air energy. Libra, Gemini, or... Who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? Libra, Gemini... Why am I drawing a blank on that? That is really strange. Aquarius. Jeez. I think I'm drawing a blank because I don't know exactly how to interpret this. Now, it could be two different people, but geez, with them together, would not say that. I'm just going to go with the energies of the cards, not necessarily representing people. But again, we have a fire element and an air element, just for your reference. Now, the Jack is... it's a generous, supportive person who has less experience in some way. They could be younger. So it's a young energy. But it's kind of like having that younger, supportive friend, that person you can really count on. Whereas the Queen of Spades is a little bit of a power authority. The thing to note about her, and you probably heard me talk about her before if you've been on my channel, is she holds back. She doesn't reveal what she's thinking or feeling. It's possible that you have somebody around you who's usually supportive, but they're holding back. And so you're a little suspicious of their motives or what exactly is going on. You don't know where they're coming from. You know, it's that kind of energy. It's not necessarily they're up to anything bad. It's just when somebody's not laying it out, you know, clearly, our mind tends to wander. Our imagination goes wild. Now, it could also be you, since that Jack of Clubs is a fire energy. I'm going to keep pulling cards, obviously. First, I'm going to reveal these and then pull cards, but... I'm just, you know, off the top of my head, I'm thinking this is you, and there's something about how you're relating to people. You're not being completely transparent. For some reason, you're holding back. Like maybe you're feeling a disconnect from most people. Maybe on the surface, everything is fine, but you're being very secretive. Let's just leave it at that for now. Nine of Spades, completion. Actually, it's a pretty significant loss. I wouldn't say it's like the worst thing under the sun, but it's it can be on the scale of an end of a job, like an abrupt ending or the end of some kind of significant relationship. There's a lot of disappointment wrapped up with this and kind of being stressed out. There's also an element of kind of losing faith with this card. Like, you know, Not that you lost faith in the situation or whatever it was. It's just that because this ended, you kind of look at everything else as, well, what else is going to go wrong? I can't count on anything. You know, it's a bit of pessimism, but it's completed. So I think it's probably already passed. I don't think this is something you're going through now, but you're certainly dealing with the completion. The Ace of Diamonds talks about a new start in finance. It's the desire to up your income, you know, to up your game in some manner that's going to bring you more abundance and financial stability. That's kind of exciting. Maybe on the heels of this completion, and if it was, certainly if it was a job situation, yeah, you're looking to like move on to the next thing, but you want it to work out better. Well, more than just better, but to be a better situation. You know, if you're going ahead with the faith that everything happens for a reason, which I try to do, I try to look at the silver lining. You know, just because this crappy thing happened, you know, you try to think along the lines of, well, that's because I'm meant to be doing something even better, and it's pushing you in that direction. You know, it's a good way to kind of navigate life, honestly. It doesn't always work for me. I still experience those downs, ups and downs for sure, but anyway, I kind of see it. It could be something related to that with career. And you're just going on and you're saying, well, this time it's going to be better anyway, so let's go. Yeah, and look at that. Ace of Hearts. This time, whatever this new start is, you're going in the direction of something you really truly want. It's following along with your passion, your interest, your desires here. It is about following your heart, and it's not necessarily romantic. I see this more, I mean, if we were talking about relationships, I would say yeah. Your heart is important in that as well, but this is, I think, more tangible. It's more material. The situation that completed, that's pushing you to make these new starts. And maybe you're not letting people know what you're thinking or doing. Maybe that's what this Queen of Spades energy is all about, Leo. You're just kind of holding back and, I don't know, wait until the right time or wait until things really get going to let people in. Let's see what else I can discover here about Leo's situation for mid-January. Mid-January 2023. Eight of Diamonds. Yeah, it could be some kind of entrepreneurial pursuit that you're looking to get started in. Again, I don't think it's going full steam because of the new starts, but this talks about putting time and energy and effort into something and it really paying off. I mean, like huge rewards, dividends, success, certainly. That's a very good sign. Perhaps you sense it. You sense that it's going to lead you in the right direction. It just may not have materialized yet, you know. The Two of Spades. There's something here that's over. I think it's the break off from this career situation. There's something here that's done and over. This usually talks about relationships between people, honestly, and it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be friends. It could be business partners. It could be you leaving a company and the split between you and management. You know, it could be anything under the sun along those lines. But the thing is, it's permanent. It's not gonna reverse itself. There's nothing to be done to reverse it because it's done. It is clearly over. You know what? I was also picking up here. If you did, this is a kind of in a different direction, but if you did embark on some kind of entrepreneurial pursuit and it didn't work out, this is also indicating that it's done. And it's a split from that, which could also indicate why you're on a new start. You're looking for not the next thing, but something even better, and you're not giving up. which is typical of Leo. Two of diamonds. This is about balance and harmony in the area of finances. Usually this pertains to some kind of relationship. Like, as an example, I'm not saying this is the case. If you're involved with somebody long term, there's something really, really good about your finances in that relationship. You know, other things may not be so great, but the financial health of the relationship is really good. This could just be you in general, just feeling very balanced and harmonious at the moment. Let's keep pulling cards. Let's see what else can be revealed about Leo's situation in mid-January. Mid-January, just start of a new year. Yeah, some kind of breakup here. Could have very much to do with that Nine of Spades. The breakup can be relationship related. I won't hide that from you. It definitely can be. It also could be a breakup from a work situation. I see it both ways. It's unexpected. It's something out of your control. It kind of happens swiftly, but it's about disruptions. Lifestyle, routine disruptions. I wonder if that physical separation card is going to come out. I was going to say it can involve that physical separation, because it's like whatever was in place, it has disrupted the flow of your daily life significantly. That's what that Five of Spades represents. But your finances are looking balanced, which I guess if that has happened to you, you've come out relatively on solid ground. Now this is a surprise. Not really. The colorized Joker here is also the Magician card. So you have some forces going on around you with this Ace of Spades, which is the Tower card. It's kind of like things working out mysteriously. There's an element of mystery, dare I say, spirit at work, you know, that kind of thing. It's the Magician energy. That's how I tend to interpret it. So if you have another spin on that, that's fine. But with the Joker theme as well, it's about things being up in the air and not settled, and I certainly feel that, especially with all these aces. You got all the aces out here except one. We'll see if that fourth ace comes out. But the Tower card needs no explanation, right? It's a new start from something that is no longer there. Again, it could have been the end of a career, a job situation that was pretty substantial at one point. You know, you were very rooted very solid. I keep hearing rooted very solidly in it, and now it's gone. But you have that foundation to rebuild from. It's just things are up in the air right now. And that definitely coincides with the breakup, leaving a job, something just not working for you anymore. But financially, I think you're fine, which is good. But this is pretty permanent. This is pretty permanent. And yeah, if you left like the corporate world, you're thinking about like, yeah, I need to do something that follows more my passion. It's going to be more independent. I think that all jives very well. And these new starts down here, it is about following what you truly want, and not just taking like any old position or, you know, chasing after any old job. But you definitely, the money aspect, the finance aspect is very important, that it enhances your life, not just be the same old thing. Let's look at your cards of advice. Four of Hearts. You've got a lot of support around you. You're feeling very connected, despite perhaps something ending that was pretty significant. You're very solid here, especially in your home. You're not on the verge of having to move, you know, that type of chaotic energy. Wow, 6 of Spades, 7 of Spades. So that 6 of Spades is about destiny. It's faded. So whatever transpired here was part of your life path. It's to me, it's a positive sign that you are following the path you were meant to go down. But I do want to emphasize it's about new starts. Don't look at it as like whatever this job situation was or relationship situation, whatever the case may be. Don't look at it as such a negative, like it was fated to fail. It's more about it's fated to rebuild, to restart. That's the part that's fated, right? The Seven of Spades is about hidden information coming to light and truth being uncovered. So I think perhaps the ending of I'm feeling it's more career. I'm feeling it's more job. Something was revealed that ended this work situation. Something that was hidden from you in the past. And it doesn't mean like there was some deep, dark secret. I mean, yeah, that certainly could be on the table. But it's more like maybe the values of the company changed, maybe the structure changed in some way, the management changed in some way, and that came to light, certainly. But what it basically meant for you is that it wasn't what you thought it was. That's what I'm trying to get at. And that's the truth I feel like that's been revealed. Whatever this situation was that you're rebuilding from wasn't what you thought it was. But again, it's part of your path. So let's keep going here, see what else we got going on. Seven of Diamonds. So again, you're financially secure. Whatever's going on now, you're not jobless, you're not homeless, because this is a warning against taking financial risks or gambles. So whatever you've got going is solid. Just be careful. Budget well. Avoid. I'm gonna say lavish spending. It's more about risky spending. Making large purchases, for example. I heard somebody the other day say the world in general is headed towards another economic crisis of some sorts, probably not like we've seen before. And there's a lot of advice out there about being careful about buying cars and buying houses and not getting yourself in a hole. So it could be as simple as that. Watch out for the contracts and the commitments you make financially, especially the huge ones, because you just don't know. I don't know. The way the world's has been going lately, you just don't know what's going to happen. Two of Hearts talks about desire for companionship. So whatever's going on here, this is your cards of advice. I think it's leading to this. So if you were in a relationship, or as a side note, despite it not being part of this story down here, it wasn't necessarily a relationship that ended. It looks like you're headed towards this balance and harmony in some kind of partnership. Not sure if perhaps that was something in the back of your mind and it's just like kind of coming out as a confirmation. Because you certainly do want income and finances. I mean, that's evident here. And that's what you're striving for. But there's also obviously a need for companionship here. Or not a need, but a desire. Which I find very interesting. Yeah, this is very complex reading. There's a lot going on with it. Certainly. Let's see. Other cards of advice, please. For Leo, look. 10 of Diamonds. This is the Prosperity Ultimate Success card. This is wrapping up a chapter in your life. I truly believe you're headed this way. Often when these 10 show up in the advice cards, I see this as something behind you. Now, that may be the case, and it may be the case that you're not particularly wealthy or that you came into some huge amount of money, but it wrapped up a cycle, I think, or a chapter has ended that, how do I phrase this? I want to phrase it as simply as possible. So let's say you had a goal and you've met that goal with this. So it's ultimate success. And yes, it has to do with material gain. It could be as simple as being on your own 2 feet again. You know, being able to pay your bills, taking care of yourself, you have food on the table, and enjoying yourself. And not just like living paycheck to paycheck, but it's like that has been accomplished. That would be part of the process here. Whatever you went through, you succeeded. So you can be proud of that. Any more advice for Leo, please? Whoa. Definitely. 8 of clubs. You might be facing some kind of decision at the moment. You may also be stuck on a particular outcome. This is the card to be having fixed ideas. Stubbornness. It could be contributing to the decision, or it could just be a decision in general that you're in the decision-making mode. Perhaps how to approach these new starts. There's probably a lot to weigh as far as, let's say you've thought of different business ideas. They're all going to have their pros and cons. And so perhaps you're in the midst of kind of weighing those pros and cons and seeing which is the most doable, which is going to be the most enjoyable, you know, that kind of decision. I think that's very much part of this rebuilding. And the energy here of things being up in the air. It's about deciding which way you want to go, which is fine. You know, we're not always, we don't always have to get started immediately. Even though we have kind of a vision of what we want to achieve, it doesn't mean we have to just jump in there. We can take our time. I know I'm that way. And I am a Leo, by the way. I don't like to be impulsive. I mean, sometimes I am. I've been known to be, but these types of things, not so much. Okay. Another card of advice here. I got a lot of cards kind of flipping over in my hand. Okay. Queen of Hearts. This is water energy. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You could have a motherly figure around you that's offering guidance, who's been very nurturing, supportive, because this is kind of that mother. She kind of represents the mother. She has some power and authority, like I said, and in general, she can be a very solid guide. She can give you advice, or she could just be there to support you. You know, she could play both roles. If that's not somebody that you can think of in your immediate surroundings who's kind of there to help you out, because again, this is advice. This could be somebody you should be turning to. It could be that you need to express self-love to yourself, self-nurturing. Take care of some of those emotional needs, because obviously you desire that on some level. You are feeling very connected though and supported here. It's like it's kind of funny, because on one hand it seems like you feel pretty fulfilled, but on the other hand you're desiring something different or more of that with this Two of Hearts. But yeah, again, I see this come out with some readings I do where it's very clear that a person really needs to practice self-love. Taking care of one's needs, especially if you've been in the habit of looking after other people and not getting that back. You know, not necessarily being selfish. We're not talking about that. We're talking about self-care. One more card at least here for Leo. One more card of advice. Six of Hearts. Very nice. Options and opportunities in relationships. What I mean, this fits so nicely with that Two of Hearts and desiring companionship. It means the road is clear. If you are seeking to meet somebody special, you definitely are ready for that. Okay, you're not carrying around any dark, heavy energy or baggage. None of that really came out here except this Nine of Spades, and that's the completion. That's behind you, right? Now, the someone special doesn't have to be romantic. It could mean that you're going to meet somebody who's going to become a very close friend, somebody who could be very helpful in business matters. You know, it could also be that. But nonetheless, you're going to have some kind of emotional connection with them in some form. Okay? I think I'm going to wrap it up there. It's actually a very good reading, Leo. Yeah, you're just kind of you're on these new starts, and I think you're trying to make decisions about what you want to achieve and how you want to go about it. I really do think that's the crux of the matter at the moment. You're on the right path here, though. You discovered something that put you on the right path, and perhaps in the past you weren't on the right path, but now you definitely are. That's a very solid confirmation. You do kind of have to watch your spending, though. Even though you're not feeling particularly lacking in that area, there's a little bit of a message here about that, okay? So if you want to see the next reading or you want to get a notification, go ahead and hit subscribe notifications. I also want to mention, I've been very shy about mentioning this, I have a donation site. I've had a couple people donate over there, and I just kind of want to ramp up the message that if you're feeling generous and you're able and you would like to buy me a coffee, it's called Buy Me a Coffee or Tea. It's in the bottom of the description box. You can copy and paste that into your browser and it takes you right there, and it helps me because I'm a working person myself, and I can spend up to 20 hours a month doing these readings in my free time. And, you know, I'd like to know that I'm appreciated. When someone can afford to donate, it would sure be nice. So, just something to think about, not a requirement. I will be back again as far as I know. Until I am, take care.